I watched Attack on Titan, the entirety of it, without spoilers. Well, no. Uh, the one spoiler I got was by my own fault. I looked in the comments of one episode and I saw Aaron dies. But you know, after seeing so many like close calls of his death and actually seeing how the show ended, that spoiler did absolutely no damage to my experience. So with that, I have to say that, well, they weren't lying. Attack on Titan is one of the greatest, most well written pieces of fiction of all time. Now, I am not one of those who have watched uh, a super large number of shows, but I have seen enough uh, peak to say that it is peak. Um, yeah, it's it's so it's so like unique and even look, there are a lot of good shows, but how many of them um get you emotionally invested from the very first episode? Not many. For example, I would say that uh, Breaking Bad, well, for most people, as far as I know, the first episode of the first season, well, you just kind of have to watch a few to really get invested. With Attack on Titan, as that's not how it is. It starts off uh, peaceful. You're trying to understand what is happening, and then by the end of the very first episode, everything just changes instantly. And I cried, bro. Not like intensely, but seeing the cruelty of that world is just it just made me want to watch more and more and more. And um I tried to not fuck up my sleep, and I tried to do things throughout the day. So I did not watch all four seasons in like what 4 days. It took more about like 2 weeks or so, maybe a little bit less. But listen, I will not be rewatching it because I'm scarred. You know, um, there are a few other shows that I also will not rewatch because I'm scarred and I'm still healing because everything just fucked me up. Um, okay, maybe I will if I would watch with someone else who has not watched it. In that case, sure, but it's unlikely regardless. Um, and what's also really interesting from my experience, at least, that once you finish, okay, I will start by saying that once I saw the credits roll, was just sitting there, just staring at the screen. Like I had no thoughts, I had no feelings. I legit was like, damn. Like, how am I supposed to react? Am I supposed to cry? Am I supposed like? I don't know. I didn't know what to do, and even right now, I'm just hurting. So, once you finish, you go to TikTok and you see all these edits and shit, and then you see people just showing so many details and foreshadows that you just miss while watching. And there is a lot, but I will be honest that a lot of them are like not as crazy as everyone says, and the good comments say. Like, of course, foreshadow is a foreshadow, but like, not everything needs to add the value to make it so the show is just that, like that fucking amazing. Sure, foreshadows throughout the story is a good thing, but the fact that there are so many, that does not mean that is the greatest show of all time, because it just has so much hidden stuff, you know. Which brings me to my biggest complaint, and it's not even about the show itself. It's about the fans. Attack on Titan has uh, a fan base that is absolute dog shit. Okay, I let me give you some context. I read the entire Jujutsu Kaisen manga, which was a snooze fest, just so I could be educated and hate on it better, because the anime even itself is not that good, but it carries the whole story. And the thing about JJK is that uh, it's not very well written. Like, let's be honest, let's end the glaze, the animation, whatever. It's not that good. And fans glaze it. They they power scale incorrectly, all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, the fan base of GGK sucks because, well, the fans are just stupid. But AOT fans have no reason to be this stupid, because the show is absolutely amazing, but the fans don't do shit else with their fucking lives. I'm saying they were uh, born, they grew up to learn the language they speak, they watched the show, and that's it. They will rewatch it, glaze it for the rest of their lives, and they will shit on anything else like it's just the greatest thing of all time, which is not. Like, how can you compare AOT to every single thing? You can't. But the fans do that, and they're stupid as shit. So that's my biggest complaint. The fandom is absolutely trash. I hate it. Um, sure, me being a Dragon Ball glazer, I will happily die on the hill where I will glaze Dragon Ball to my death. But that's a little bit different, because while Dragon Ball fans can't read, AOT fans can't even think. Like, I don't even know what else to say. I don't even want to think about the fan base anymore. That's so bad it is. But the edits are fire. The edits are for sure fire. I have reposted more than I can remember. I have saved more than I can remember. They're really good. Um, Now, about the scoring of the fucking show and the emotional investment. The whole time I was really invested in Mikasa's character, especially. I don't know, since from the first few episodes, I just, I just liked her a lot, and up until the very end, I was a huge fan. Same thing with no, similarly with Levi himself. At first, I was kind of mad that he was shit talking Aaron so much, but like, I quickly became to understand. I'm just a huge fan of this. So these two are for sure my top two favorite characters in the show, and Mikasa is I'm pretty sure is my favorite female character of all time. So do with that what you will. Now, about the scoring itself or the emotions, this. Okay, so here's what happened. I finished AOT, and then I watched a full romance anime right after. Pretty much. Yeah, I know. Uh, I think it's called what was it? Um, the fragrant flower blooms with dignity. Yeah, that one was just so wholesome. It's so cool. But you might think it's a good idea because that show makes you feel positive. The problem is after AOT you feel like shit, and after that you feel good, and you don't feel good after. But what happens is you mix up these two emotions and you feel shit and good at the same time, and at the same time you also feel nothing. So you feel this weird feeling of the void. I don't know. It feels weird even a few days later, which reminds me of my experience about 2.5 years ago, where I started to watch anime after binge watching Dragon Ball. I'm just, yeah. I watched a silent voice, which absolutely destroy every fucking molecule of my existence and changed my life forever. The next day, I watched Your Name and Wuthering with You. In the same day, followed by. Oh yeah, I want to eat your pancreas was the second one. I think that was insane. Followed by the tunnel to the summer, the exit of goodbyes, I think it's called. That one was good, and then few other movies, and then I went to seasonals, which made me so fucked up, like so fucked up. I had to take a break from anime itself for a few months to heal, which took longer, but it's a similar feeling I'm having right now, where I just feel a lot and feel nothing at the same time because I just watch so much peak that my brain can't even comprehend any of it. Um, Obviously, it's not as bad right now since I am more tolerant, but it still reminds me of those days where I was just fucked up. Oh, by the way, those seasons I watched, if you couldn't tell by the movies I watched, yeah, they were all pretty much just romance. I got so addicted, and I still kind of am. So I'm trying to watch out their shows. Like, for example, I started in Initial D, which is a car anime. That was the one's cool, and I also started Monster. Um, about that Johan guy. Right. So that's my anime and AOT experience. Uh, there's a lot more I could say, but this background video is running out. Um, so I can't really fit in anything else. But being a Dragon Ball absolute glazer and being a new Attack on Titan fan feels fucking awesome. Such unique experiences. Experience. It's awesome. Anyway, I'll see you next time.